All right, I'm back with the Year of Billy Miller, and we're in part two, Father, and we finished chapter two where Ned and Billy were making their dioramas, and Sal was making hers too. She wanted to make one too, and they made a big mess, and Dad got fed up, and now Mom was going to help them clean up. Chapter three. Before he climbed into bed, Billy put his diorama on his desk. He tapped the diorama and watched his bat jiggle. As the day had worn on, Billy had grown more fond of his project. The illusion that his bat was hovering in midair was what gave him a small thrill and a little spot of pride. When Billy stared at his trembling bat, all the imperfections disappeared. Mama usually said goodnight to Billy first, while Papa tucked in Sal, and then Mama and Papa switched places and Papa came to Billy's room. Billy and Papa had the same exchange every night. Papa, good night, Billy. Billy, good night, Papa. Papa, you're a good boy. Billy, thank you, Papa. Yes, I am. Papa, I love you. Billy, love you too. Papa, love you more. Billy, tie. Papa, tie. But this night, after their routine and after Papa had turned off the light and was closing the door, Billy said, Papa? Yes? I was thinking about your breakthrough, said Billy. Papa left the light off but returned to Billy's bed and sat on the edge of it. Billy could feel Papa's weight drag down the corner of the mattress, and the bed groaned. What were you thinking? Asked Papa. I was thinking that you're so good at dioramas that you should make dioramas for your artwork. There wasn't much light, most of which came from the hallway behind Papa, but Billy could tell that Papa was stroking his mustache and then twiddling with his beard. Papa breathed audibly. You have all those wooden cigar boxes, said Billy. They would be good for dioramas. Quiet, so quiet. Billy tugged on his covers, trying to readjust them, but they were anchored by Papa, unmovable. Interesting idea, said Papa. He breathed audibly again. Billy imagined Papa smiling. Papa leaned toward Billy and pecked the top of his head. He rose from the bed and he walked away, his big adult frame dark in the doorway, and then he was gone. But Billy could hear him humming. The sound was low and rumbly, simple and tuneful. Not quite happy, but definitely not crabby. Fairies were here, cried Sal when Billy came down to breakfast the next morning. Look! She moved her head from side to side and up and down. She was squinting, her eyes like small black seeds. Billy moved his head in a similar fashion, trying to see what Sal was so excited about. And when he held his head in a certain position, he noticed tiny pricks of light on the floor and on the table where the sun was shining. It's just glitter, said Billy, from yesterday. Fairies, said Sal. Glitter, said Billy. They both looked at Papa for confirmation. Well, said Papa with a sly smile, it's all in the eye of the beholder. What's glitter to one person could be fairies to another. He winked at Billy. Papa, said Billy, but he didn't press him, because Papa seemed to be in such a good mood. I love glitter, said Sal. She twirled with joy, spinning out of the kitchen. My diorama has glitter, she called. I'll go get it. Billy settled into his usual place at the table and began eating breakfast, a banana and a toaster waffle and a puddle of syrup. Where's Mama? He asked between mouthfuls. She went to school early, said Papa. Why? To help a student. Billy wondered if that student wasn't smart enough for Mama's class. He ate quickly. He couldn't wait to see what Miss Silver thought of his flying bat. I love syrup, he said, as if thinking aloud, echoing Sal's statement about glitter. I can tell, said Papa. Billy wanted a spoon so he could get every drop of syrup. As he crossed the kitchen to the silverware drawer, he glanced out the doorway into the dining room. Sal was kneeling on a chair at the dining room table. She was holding her diorama over Billy, shaking the loose glitter from hers into his. Stop! Yelled Billy. What are you doing? He rushed to Sal and snatched his diorama off the table. You are so dumb, you dope! In a flash, Papa was beside them. What's up? Asked Papa calmly. She ruined my diorama. There's glitter everywhere. It's sticking to my bats and it's all over their cave. It looks like a girl made it. I was just giving you fairies, said Sal. The urge to hit or pinch Sal was overwhelming, and with laser eyes, Billy stared right through his sister. Underneath Sal's dense dark curls clipped with a panda barrette and her lacy pastel nightgown, Billy saw the enemy. Why couldn't he have had a brother instead? Here, said Papa, let me see it. He took the diorama from Billy. Billy searched Papa's face. He wanted an indication that everything would be okay. Now you have fairies in your cave, said Sal. She ducked her head, but her voice was bright. Why don't we, said Papa before he could say no more. The doorbell rang. Ned's here, said Sal. Oh no, said Billy. What am I going to do? I'll be late for school. Still holding Billy's diorama, Papa flipped the latch on the front door with his elbow and shouldered open the door. He told Ned to go to school without Billy. He'll be there soon, said Papa. The door snapped shut, and then Papa smiled reassuringly down at Billy. Let's go to the kitchen, he said. Papa positioned Billy's diorama over the garbage bin and gently tapped it. He inspected it again and tapped again, and then he gave it a good hard slap. It's still full of glitter, said Billy, his voice desperate. Wait here, said Papa. I have an idea. After a minute or so, Papa reappeared in the kitchen with Mama's hairdryer. Maybe this will do the trick. Papa had Billy hold the diorama. Papa steadied the big flying bat with one hand and carefully aimed the hairdryer with the other. The hairdryer roared. One wing of the bat jittered wildly. Billy watched Papa's every move intensely. Don't hurt my bat, he said loudly over the noise of the dryer. Don't worry, said Papa. He used the hairdryer a bit longer, and then he brushed aside a few flecks of glitter from the big bat with his finger. There, he said, that's better. At least your bat is glitter-free. But you didn't get it all, said Billy. There's still glitter all over my cave. Papa turned his head and glanced upward. His eyes narrowed as if he were trying to read tiny instructions on the ceiling. And then his eyes widened. For a great reason, said Papa. What? Said Billy, confused. Listen, said Papa, rocks are made up of minerals, and certain minerals make rocks sparkle. Some caves have calcite crystals or mica in them. They can make a cave look like it's decorated with jewels. Billy crinkled his eyebrows together. Really? He said. Really, said Papa. This actually makes it better, more authentic. How do you know so much? Asked Billy. I don't know as much as you think I do, said Papa. That was hard for Billy to believe. Mica? He said. Mica, said Papa. You're so smart you could be a teacher like Mama, observed Billy. Papa laughed. Thank you, he said. Now, if we hurry, you won't be late. I'll drive you. They worked in unison like one big machine. Papa scooped up Sal, secured her in her car seat, put the diorama in the front seat next to him, waited for Billy to get into the back next to Sal and buckle his seatbelt, and they started off to school. The bell was ringing as they approached the playground. We made it, said Papa. Within seconds, Billy was out of the car, cradling his diorama, pointing toward the river of students flowing into the building. And they lived happily ever after, said Papa through the open window, loud enough for Billy to hear. Billy took a few quick steps and stopped. He had forgotten something. He turned around. Papa was waving goodbye, starting to pull away. Thank you, Papa, yelled Billy. And when he turned back to run into school, Emma was right there like a shadow. Papa? She said. Billy blushed. Papa? She repeated. She rolled her eyes dramatically. That is so babyish I can hardly believe it. Abruptly, she spun on her heel and marched ahead carrying her diorama, as if it were a gift for the president. Billy shifted his weight from one leg to the other for a long moment before moving forward. So much for happily ever after. Well, that was a long chapter. So it seems like everything worked out with his diorama. I'll be back next time to read chapter 4.